Hello, good afternoon, good morning, good evening, wherever you're at in the world. Welcome to your Yin Yoga practice. If you can hear me, let me know. I'm excited to be here with you practicing. Welcome from California, Rafael. All right, if you can hear, let me know. I'm showing that I have a little bit of a poor connection today for whatever reason. So I'm excited to be here with you, connecting with you, flowing with you as we go through this. There is background noise. Okay, hello from South Carolina. Let me see what I can do with my mic really quick and see if we can get the quality of the sound improved some. All right, I think that I'm connected now to my AirPods, so hopefully the mic is quite a bit better. If good, yes, it's better. All right, so turning that up. Now it's fine, much better. All right, I'm still getting a signal that the quality is poor on the mic, but if you can hear me and it is sounding better, let me know because it's telling me that I have a poor connection for the audio today for whatever reason. So let me know if that connection is any better for you. During our practice today, we will be going through 60 minutes of Yin Yoga. And it sounds good now. Thank you so much. Yeah, keep giving me some confirmation on the sound, and I'll keep talking so that maybe we can get it figured out before we do start our journey together. Welcome. I know you guys are from all over the world. If you want to put in the chat where you're from, I always love to read where you're at in the world. So if you can put it in your chat and let me know where you're at in the world. I'm in Southern California, just outside of Orange County, where we've been on stay-at-home orders since, March 14th. And we were new here in the community, just opened up a yoga studio. And we were open for about 2 days before our yoga studio got closed down with the stay-at-home orders. We're still hanging on to that space and, just working on keeping our spirits up so that just keeping our spirits up in the hopes that we're able to open our doors for the studio at some point in time. But the beauty of what that's brought me to is being able to teach here on Insight Timer and the platforms. So, there's always a silver lining if we look for it. And I feel that we're blessed to be able to connect here on Insight Timer and have this connection where we can practice no matter where you're at, from Toronto, from Australia, from Northern California, from Detroit, Lisa from Colorado. So it's amazing that we are able to unite from all around the world here on the platform. And you guys get to show up here for free, which is pretty phenomenal. I think that's just the coolest thing, that this platform is available for you for free. We're always accepting donations, and those donations help to support the platform. So if you do have the availability, the funds, then by all means donate to help the platform. It also helps me, it helps my family. It helps to support our studio in the hopes that we can open up here in the near future. Hopefully by summer we can open up, but it's been a tough road. So those donations help tremendously. They help more than you know. So even if you can't donate, I know not everybody is in the position to be able to donate. It's no worries at all. It's just you showing up, creating breath, creating flow together. And that also brings more magic and more positivity into the world. My plan for today, since I get so many special requests for low back and for back issues, I put together a special sequence for you that targets the back. I'm also getting another signal that we have a poor audio connection. So if that's the case, please let me know and I'll do my best to get that rectified so we can move forward. So my plan for today was a class focused on low back pain, focusing on nourishing the low back. If you do have a block available, a yoga block, I'm going to show you what it looks like. You can get these from, pretty much anywhere. And they help your practice quite a bit. They're not too expensive, about $7 to $10, depending on where you get them from. I recommend getting some of these if you're going to be spending time doing yoga. It'll help your practice out quite a bit. My plan is to use them a little bit more as we continue on this journey together. So if you have a yoga block, make sure you bring that with the practice. One of my other favorite props for yoga is a yoga bolster. And once again, you can get these. They come in all different price tags. But this one is a hugger mugger and it's really solid. These are my favorite ones. Had these for years. It's getting a little bit faded, but love them above all the other ones just because they do last for a long time and they feel amazing when you're doing yoga. So if you have props, bring your props. If you need recommendations, send me a message in my inbox. I always try to read those and get back to you. There's a lot of different places that you can get them. And if you are, if you're somewhere local, support your local yoga studio by picking up the props at the local yoga studio and then using them here on Insight Timer. All right, let's go ahead and start. My plan today is to start in a seated position. You can sit with your legs crossed. If for whatever reason that's not comfortable for you, maybe it's too much pressure on your knees or on your hips, then go ahead and find a place that will work for you. Remember to modify the postures as much as you need to, making the postures accessible to your body. Each of us are built a little bit different, so things that are accessible for you might not be for me and vice versa. So go ahead and place your hands onto your lap, palms up or palms down. Elbows can be directly underneath of your shoulders. And take this time to get grounded into your practice, fully arriving into this present time and present space. Notice the ground beneath you and supporting you. Sending your breath to the places that touch down onto the ground. Maybe your ankles, sides of your legs, your sits bones. Notice how you begin to expand in a downward direction. Does it feel like you're getting heavier or does it feel like you're starting to float? And bring your breath into the left side of your body and your mind as if you could. And breathing into the left side, your left foot, your left ankle, left calf, left knee. And from your toes all the way up to the crown of your head, breathing into your left side. Notice how you feel expansive as you breathe into your left side. Move your awareness to the right side. And breathing into the right side of your body. And toes all the way up to the crown of your head. Now breathing into the front of your body. And breathing into the front of the body as if you could. Just imagining that you're sending breath into the places that are anterior. Into the back of your body. Not just your back, not just your lumbar spine, thoracic spine, cervical spine, but from your Achilles tendons, your ankles, your calves, the whole back side of your body. Maybe noticing if there's a place that you felt that you haven't in quite some time. Now bring your awareness to the top of your body and tops of your shoulders, crown of your head. And breathing into that space. What energy comes up for you? What do you notice? How do you feel? Notice how our breath begins to change when we focus on the breath. Notice if you take in more inhalation, if you savor your exhalation, and turn on the mind of an observer. Throughout this practice, we have three qualities that we strive for. The first one is to come to the edge of the pose. The edge is when we're finding sensation within the pose. We don't want to feel pain within our yoga practice. If at any point in time you feel pain, I encourage you to come out and try something different or even skip the pose. And the second quality that we're striving for is to find stillness. That means being completely still within our postures, not fidgeting. And it can be difficult, especially since we hold some of these poses for 3 to 5 minutes and sometimes a bit longer. So if you find yourself fidgeting, see if you can find more stillness within the posture, making it a challenge that you create for yourself. The next quality that we are trying to take within the pose is to be in the pose for a duration of time. We hold these postures for a longer duration of time so that we can target the more plastic parts of the body. We're trying to bypass the softer tissues within the body, getting into the more plastic parts of the body, the tendons, the ligaments. I don't know if you had braces when you were a kid, but the braces sit on your teeth, and over a period of time, as you're putting pressure on your teeth, they begin to change. And that's the same thing that happens within our yin practice. So we want to hold these postures for some time. During the time that we're holding those poses, there'll be long periods of silence. I'll always cue you when it is time to come out of the pose. Our first posture today is a butterfly position. Butterfly, sometimes called Supta Baddha Konasana, there's a subtle difference between the poses. In our butterfly, our heels are further away from the groin, making a bigger diamond. So have your heels a little bit further away from the groin. If you're blessed, you have yoga blocks at home, yoga props at home. You can place them underneath of your knees for support, especially if this is a lot for the hips. So you can place one on each side. If you don't have props, you can use a pillow there. If you don't want to use them, that's totally great too. If you have a yoga bolster, you can place it across the top of your thighs like so. And then wherever you're at, begin to round down. I'm going to demo without the props just so those of you that don't have props will also know how to go into the poses. So you can cup your feet from underneath, lengthen up through your spine. And then feel your pelvis begin to tilt forward. And as you exhale, round down, bring your chin towards your chest. And soften into your shoulders, into your back. Notice if you're feeling the edge of the pose. Feeling sensation. Feeling sensation is good. If you're feeling pain, come out, make an adjustment. And then from there, commit. Committing into stillness for a duration of time. So I come into butterfly, I like to scan through my body, starting with the toes, working to the crown of the head. Just noticing how my body feels from one day to the next. And you can try that on and see if it works for you. And as you scan through your body, notice the places where you can soften. Each breath allowing your body to sink deeper, release more.
be points in time during your practice where you want to come out of the pose. And just check in and see if you're coming out because it's true pain, because you're bored, because you think you've been here too long, and see if you can hold it. And just finding that stillness and committing. Our subconscious mind is always taking inventory, and it'll take notice when you show up for yourself, when you commit to the practice, when you commit to breathing and finding stillness. And you're almost there. And continue breathing, staying connected into this present time and space. And take your time and mindfully begin to rise back up. And coming up nice and slow. You might notice that you get a little bit dizzy after this posture. It's completely normal. Let's give yourself time to ease out. And place the soles of your feet onto your mat. Your knees come up towards the sky. Bring your knees over to the right. The gaze comes over to the left. Bring your knees back to center. And now switch sides. Bring your knees over to the left, your gaze over to the right. Bring your legs back into center. And just continue to windshield wipe your legs to the left and to the right, to the left and to the right. Helps to release the low back after that deep forward fold. When we come into these forward folds, they help to calm the nervous system down as well. So if you're ever feeling edgy or your nervous system is in flight or fight, coming into a deep forward fold like that will help to just calm your nerves. But our next pose is a caterpillar pose. Caterpillar is another great forward fold. I'm going to give you a couple of different variations to come into. So the first one, if you have a hard time tilting forward in your yoga practice because you have a posterior tilt instead of an anterior tilt within the pelvis, sit on something that's about 2 inches high. That can be a yoga blanket or a small block. I wouldn't recommend sitting on a big block, but that's going to help to tilt your pelvis forward a little bit more. So if you have a hard time with the pelvis tilting forward, sit onto a blanket to help get that tilt forward. If your hamstrings are really tight and having the legs extended, Place a bolster or blankets or pillows underneath of your hamstrings, and this will elevate them and take the pressure off of the hamstrings. If this is feeling like a lot of sensation through the hamstrings, I recommend putting something under your legs so that tomorrow your hamstrings aren't talking to you. The other thing that we can do is placing our block in between our legs. Have it at the tall sides. We call this the number 1, we call this the number 2, and this the number 3. So if you're coming forward, bring it onto the number 3 and placing your forehead onto the block. And then just allowing for your hands to come beside you, melting down. Be in this posture. And if you notice that you're feeling pain in your back at any point in time, once again, just come out. You can come out and lay down onto your back and wait for us, and taking a position that feels good in your body. Go ahead and find your stillness within the pose. And scanning through your body, notice if there's any place you need to adjust. Taking the first minute within the pose to scan the body, adjusting what we need to adjust, and then commit into the pose. You have an active mind and your mind likes to wander during your yin practice. Find a mantra or a poem or a quote or even a verse that you would like to recite into your mind. And focusing your mind. And science tells us that humans now have the same attention span as goldfish. It's about 8 or 9 seconds. We can use our yoga practice and our meditation to train our minds, building more concentration. So at the same time we're creating space within the body, create the space within your mind. Maybe a mantra comes to mind. A mantra can be a word or a phrase, a made-up one, a Sanskrit one, or even something that you understand and you know. I'll give you a couple of examples. Om, repeating Om, which is the vibrational sound of the universe. Repeating Om in your mind. Another one is Soham. Translation to Soham is I am. You could also use I am by itself or followed by something. I am love. I am present. I am calm. Choose a mantra, try it on for the duration of this posture. And stay with that same mantra, that same phrase for the duration of the pose. If your mind wandered, bring it back to your mantra, back to your face. And take 4 more breaths here. Good, 3 more. Last one. And slowly begin to rise up. Maybe seeing yoga fairies when you exit out of this posture, little sparks of light. Just know that whatever feelings arise, most likely they're pretty normal. And bring your hands back behind you. Release your knees over to the right. Swing your left arm up and over. And you can stay here with your hands rooted down and arms straight. You can also lower down, placing your forehead onto your forearms. And torso is yearning closer down towards the earth. Lengthen through your side bodies. And push yourself back. And we'll move it over onto the second side. Bring your knees back to center. And bring your knees over to the left. Loosely stack your knees. Swing your right arm up and over. Have your hands about shoulder distance apart, to rooting down through your hands. You can choose to stay here or lower all the way down onto your torso, placing your forehead onto your forearms, which are stacked. Now go ahead and rise up and coming back into your seated position. As you come into your seated position, roll over, cross your ankles, roll over your knees. Find a tabletop pose. In tabletop, the hands are underneath of your shoulders, knees are underneath of your hips, and tops of your feet are onto the floor. Cycle through a couple of sets of cat and cow. In our cat and cow, we open the chest towards the horizon, belly sways down. And then exhale, round it in, coming into your cat pose. Chin comes into your chest. Energetically push your hands into the earth and then pretend you're creating space between your heart and the ground. And cycle through it 2 more times, going your own breath, your own pace. If you want to find some barrel rolls or anything of that sort, and you know how to go into that stuff, find the movement that your body's craving that it needs. Good, another breath here, and then we'll meet back into a neutral tabletop. Neutral tabletop, I invite you to come down all the way onto your mat, having your belly onto your mat. And separate your feet to the outer edges. And so the feet are separated. This will create more space within your low back. Slightly tuck your tailbone under, and then slightly pull your pubic bone forward. Your elbows are directly underneath of your shoulders, forearms, and hands are onto the ground. So this is our Sphinx pose, and this posture is really great for the low back. If you want more support within the posture, you can place a pillow or a bolster underneath of your last rib. So the bottom of it's underneath of the last rib. That'll still give you space to come down onto your forearms. So that just makes it a little bit more restorative, a little bit more gentle, placing the bolster underneath of your last rib. If you're pregnant, having the bolster also keeps the weight off of the baby. This is one of my favorite poses when I was pregnant with the little guy. Creating space for the belly button. As you come into your Sphinx pose, pull your shoulders away from your ears, lengthen through the back of your neck. Scanning through your spine. Bring your awareness to the base of your spine, into your root chakra. Breathing in the color of red, and the color of the earth. Bring your awareness a bit higher into your spine, about the area of your sacral chakra. And breathing in the color of orange, the color of the setting sun. And bring your awareness higher into your spine, breathing in the color of yellow, and the color of the sun. And breathing into your heart chakra, but through your spine, through the back of the heart chakra instead of the front. And you breathe into your backside. Breathing in the color of green, the color of spring. And bring your awareness into your throat, and the back of your neck. And breathing in the color of blue, the color of the sky right now. Baby blue. And bring your awareness into the center of your brain. I'm told this is where consciousness is. And breathing in the color of indigo, the color of the night sky. And bring your awareness to the crown of your head. It's going to be a violet or an iridescent white. You decide. And breathe it in. And you visualize all 7 colors simultaneously. From the red, the orange, the yellow, the green, the blue, the indigo, the violet. And you can stay here if you like. If you want more sensation, root down through your hands, straighten out through your arms, coming into seal pose. Seal. The gentler version of this posture is to have your hands further away from you. You can play around and see the depth that you need today. Bring your hands closer in. Having your hands more underneath of the shoulders turns the heat up on the pose. Having them further away will turn that heat down some. Pull your shoulders back and down. And see if you're straining through your face and allow it to soften. Know that there's no competition within yoga. It's just creating space within your body, within your mind, within your soul. Whether you're coming into 10% of the posture or you're coming to full expression, you're getting all the benefits that you need. If you're feeling any sort of pain or tingling, I encourage you to come out some. So reverse it back into Sphinx if you're in seal. And bringing your elbows underneath your shoulders, hands and forearms are rooted down. And breathe into the rebound. Then give it extra stretch through your neck. Bring your right ear to your right shoulder. Now bring your head back to center. Bring your left ear to your left shoulder. Breathe into the right side of your neck. Bring your head back to center. Release all the way down. Place your right cheek, right ear onto your mouth. With your right ear, right cheek onto your mat, cactus your arms. Bring your left leg out at a 90-degree angle. So you can flex your toes in towards your knee. And both hips are still onto your mat. So we go through our yoga postures, we hold these for a duration of time, and then we have a counter pose that we come into. Our counter poses are usually about a minute long. This helps to rebound and reset. And breathe into the rebound as we come into these shorter holds. Bring your left leg back to meet your right. Bring your right leg out now, 90-degree angle, and shift your gaze to the opposite direction. So your right leg is out at a 90-degree angle. Turn your left cheek, left ear onto your mat. Take 2 more breaths here. Go ahead and bring your chin back to center. Bring your right leg back to meet your left. Bring your hands underneath of your shoulders, sit your hips onto your heels. We'll find a child's pose position. You have your bolster, place it underneath of your body. Have your knees as close together as you can, or have your knees further apart so that the bolster fits in between. If you don't have a bolster, come into your traditional child's pose. If you have a bolster, turn your gaze to one side or the other. So once again, I know a lot of you don't have props at home, so I'll demo the pose without the props. If you don't have a prop, just placing your forehead, tip of your nose down onto your mat. If you don't have a prop today, bend your elbows and bring your hands into prayer position behind your neck. In child's pose, bring your mind back to your mantra or your phrase. Your halfway point here. Continue breathing into your child's pose. Finding the stillness. Child's pose, bring your awareness back. And then slowly begin to rise up. And take your time coming out of the pose. And we'll find our way onto our back. As you come down, swing your feet out in front of you, and placing the soles of your feet onto your mat. And scoot your bum towards your heels and lay all the way back and down. As you come all the way back and down, extend your legs out long, let your heels touch, your toes fall open. We're finding our banana asana. Bring your hands up overhead. There's 2 ways you can do your arms. You can grab onto opposite elbows, which I prefer. You could also have steeple arms, looping your thumbs, hands are in prayer position. So either one of these, I find that grabbing onto my elbows allows for more space in my shoulders and just creates a better sensation. Keep your hips and glutes rooted down exactly where they're at. But then pick up your shoulders and move your shoulders over to the right. Right, check in with your hips if they shifted, recommit, anchoring down the left hip especially. You can also walk your feet over to the right and then cross your right ankle over the top of your left. And feeling a stretch through the whole left side of your body. This posture is called banana asana, and if you take a visualization, if somebody was standing over the top of you, you'd look like a banana. It's very similar to a hatha crescent, Ardha Chandrasana, or half crescent moon. And that's where we look like this, but we're standing up. So having both shoulders, both hips are rooted down. You look like a half moon or a banana shape in this pose. And can you imagine that you're breathing into the left side of your body, feeling that expansion like we did at the beginning of the practice? In this pose, typically the edge will either become more intense or it'll soften. And check into that edge and either move deeper into the pose if you need more sensation, or ease out if you need less. And I like to think of this posture or this practice as finding the Goldilocks position. We want it to feel just right. Not too much, not too little. You're well over your halfway point. Yogis, take another breath here, and then we'll begin to ease out together. To come out just like you came into it. Begin to walk your upper body over to the left, coming back into center. Release your legs. Sometimes we're a little bit lopsided when we come out of this pose, so bring your knees into your chest, finding center. Knees come into the chest, and then rock from side to side, massaging your spine, the muscles around your spine. Rocking left and right, left and right. And now extend your legs out long, once again, moving into our second side. Bring your hands up overhead, but take the counterintuitive grip. So if you bring your hands up, most likely you'll come into the same exact grip. Change the arm that's on the top and feel a little bit different as you come into it. But root down, commit through your hips, through your glutes, and then walk your body over to the left, your upper body over to the left, walking your shoulders over. Now anchor down through both shoulders. And walk your feet over to the left. And then take your left ankle and place it on top of your right. This will help to keep your right hip rooted down. And breathe into the right side, feeling that expansive energy through your right side body. And check in and see if your edge softened, if you need to find a new Goldilocks position. Do you need to go in deeper? Do you need to release out some? Once you've found it, commit. And finding that breathing in the present time, present space, not moving, not fidgeting, being right where you're at. And you're coming into your last few minutes here, last few breaths here. Sweet yogi, start to bring your upper body back to center. And walking your shoulders back into center. And then release your legs up. Bring your knees into your chest, grabbing onto opposite wrists, forearms, or elbows. And once again, rock from side to side. Keep your right leg in and extend your left leg out long. Interlacing your fingers around your right shin. And flex the toes of your left foot in, anchor down through your left side. Squeeze your right leg in. And so rumor has it that this posture is good for our internal organs, and good for our digestive system. Squeeze your right leg in, squeeze in tight. And now release your right hand down. Cross your right leg up and over the left side of your body, coming into a supine twist. As you come into this posture, if you need it a little bit gentler, just stack your left leg underneath of your right to modify. If you want more sensation, I'm going to show you tail of the cat today, which is a very traditional yin posture. For tail of the cat, you'll bring your bottom leg, so your left foot up towards your right hand, grabbing onto your bottom foot with your right hand. I'm going to switch sides just so you can see that a little bit better since we can't see it there. So you'll grab onto your foot, and then you're kicking your heel away from your glute sun, and then the top leg is long. So you can come into tail of the cat if you like, just getting a little bit of a deeper stretch, something fun, something new for yin. Won't be here for too long. Take a couple more breaths into it. You're in tail of the cat, slowly begin to release your left foot down. And wherever you're at, bringing your knees back into center. And placing the soles of your feet onto your mat, knees up towards the sky. And now bring your left knee into your left shoulder. And taking your counterintuitive grip, change your hand that's on the top. Squeeze your knee into your shoulder, completely avoid the rib cage. Your right leg extends out long, anchoring the back of your right leg onto your mat. Squeeze your left leg in, squeeze in tight. And so many benefits into this pose. Take a breath here, breathing. And release your left leg down, your left hand down. Cross your left leg up and over the right side of your body. Your knee comes over to the right. Your gaze will come over to the left. So same thing here. You can stack your knees, making this a gentler pose. You can also intensify by bringing your right heel in towards your right glute and then grabbing onto your foot with your left hand. Just be in this twist for another breath or two. And slowly begin to unwind. Bring your soles of your feet down onto the ground, knees up towards the sky. You can take a variety of different counter postures here. Maybe you want to windshield wiper your legs left and right, or bring your knees into your chest and rock from side to side again. Whenever you do, just moving the spine, releasing your spine. And bring your knees back to center. Unite the soles of your feet and allow for your knees to fall open. Coming into a reclined butterfly pose. Feeling the back of your head onto the ground. Walking your shoulders away from your ears. Your eyes are still open. I invite you to close your eyes. Allowing for this posture to be more internal. Reconnect to your mantra. Reciting that in your mind. So you still find your way into your final Shavasana. Allow for your legs to go long, your heels to touch, your toes to fall open. And final Shavasana, also known as corpse pose, is where all the other postures integrate into the body, into the mind, into the soul. Connecting with joy, a place where our heart and our soul are joined together creates joy. I've been reading to you from Journey to the Heart by Melody Beatty. This is a daily meditation on the path to freeing your soul. And today on January 12th, it says, let the universe help you. Let the universe help you. You are not in this world alone. You never have been, although your belief may have created that illusion. Tell the universe what you want, and tell a friend, tell God too, and tell yourself. Write it down on a list. Be clear and forthright about what you need and want. Talk as if you were talking to a friend. That is not control. That is learning to own our own creative power. Your power to help create your life. And then let go. Do not stand tapping your foot impatiently waiting. Simply let go. The way you would if you trusted your friend to respond positively in a way that was best for you. And go naturally about the course of your life. And listen to your heart. Listen to your inner voice. What are you guided to do? Where are you guided to go? Where your attention is directed, the people you meet, the phone calls you receive, the experiences you have, even the problems that arise. These are some of the ways that the universe can respond to you. Open your eyes and look around. See how the universe responds. Watch how it dances for you, with you. You are connected to a magical, loving universe, one that will come alive for you, dance for you in ways that you cannot imagine, but in ways you will come to know as true. Look within. It's sometimes the most gentle, quiet, flickering thought, that glimmer of an idea, that awareness of a need or desire, or that small bit of inspiration or intuition is how the universe prepares us for what it wants us to do or receive. Our inner voice, the one in our heart, is an important part of the way we're guided and led down our path. You stand at a gateway now. It's the door to universal love.
If you need more time in your final Shavasana, I invite you to stay here. You're always welcome to stay in your final Shavasana as long as you need. Hopefully you're practicing at home and you can come out nice and gentle. If you are ready to come out of your practice, go ahead and roll over onto the side of your choice, moving into a fetal position. Feeling the places of your body that touch down onto the ground. Always remember to sing gratitude to Mother Earth while I'm here. Reminding myself and to connect and give thanks for sustaining our lives. No need to rush, but when you're ready, come to your seated position, middle of your mat. Keeping your eyes closed or downcast, hands come into Namaskar into Heart Center. And a slight tuck of your chin, slight smile on your face. And take another breath in unison. Big inhale in. Exhale, let it go. Thank you for showing up on your mat today, for connecting with me, for trusting me to guide you through your practice, for just moving and breathing, creating a higher vibration for yourself and the people around you. I show up because this is my passion, it's my love, and there's no other place I'd rather be. I'm practicing yoga with other souls that are happy, connected. So thank you so much. If you would like to offer your practice as a dedication to a person, a place, an idea, go ahead and do that now. And just imagine that you're sending that vibration, that higher vibration that you created, to someone that can use the energy. And when you're ready, open your eyes. Once again, just thank you so much for showing up for yourself, showing up, creating the space, connecting with your higher self, maybe connecting with divine and creating joy. If you ever have questions, feel free to reach out to me. I'm happy to take special requests. This is one of my favorite parts of my day, other than my favorite part is waking up at 5 a.m. with my son, because he's just as cute as can be and wakes up so happy. But this is another favorite part of my day, is just showing up with you and moving and breathing and, still feeling connected, even though we're in isolation in California. My family and I were pretty much in lockdown. Don't get a lot of outside input. So this time together means the world to me, just being able to show up and feel other yogis around the world breathing and moving simultaneously. So thank you for being a part of the favorite part of my day. Thanks for showing up and just breathing and being. And I would love to know what your mantra was, what you had for your mantra or your phrase. If you want to put that in the chat for me, I'll read those later. I can see some of them now. But thank you so much, Christina. Thank you for showing up. MZ, dedicated your practice to your friend. That's beautiful. Jackie, let go. Amy, thank you so much for being here. Pamela, I am love. I love that one too. I am love. Love flows through me and to me. One of my favorite mantras. Lots of love out there. MZ was I am love as well. So keep that love flowing and spreading and sending it out. Kate, thank you so much. Paula, I am healing. Yes, you are. You are healing day by day. Evelyn, thank you so much. I love getting your messages. Thanks for reaching out. Grace, in Him we live and move and have our own being. Thank you so much. All right. Thank you to Insight Timer for allowing us to connect and being here. Once again, those donations are very much appreciated. They go to good use, keeping us all connected here on Insight Timer. Also go to good use, helping to sustain our studio in California. So once again, thank you for connecting. I'll be here again tomorrow. I'm teaching a beginner's vinyasa flow. It'll be a much more active practice. If you're interested in creating a more active practice, join me tomorrow and we'll be flowing, creating more heat. So join us tomorrow if you like. And then also on Friday, we'll turn up the heat even more, doing an hour-long vinyasa practice. So if you're looking for something more active, that's Monday, Wednesday, Friday, yes. And then Tuesday, Thursday is our yin practices together. All right, I'm gonna go pick up my little guy and spend some time with him. Thank you so much for being a part of my day, and we'll talk to you soon. Namaste, sweet friends.